This video will discuss how to configure and use the Harmony of Discord module, or HOD for short. The HOD module uses the results of the ZZ configure window, which configures multiple zigzags for each symbol. To start the HOD module, click on the HOD Manager menu item. If you have the HOD module permission, the Start Scanning button will be enabled. In the Timeframe ZZ box, all the zigzags and rates for every symbol are displayed. It's from these zigzags that the HOD triplets are configured. A triplet consists of a combination of 3 different zigzags configured for a symbol. All the triplets configured are shown in the Triplets to Scan box. Clicking on an entry in the Triplets to Scan box will show the details of each triplet in the Triplet Detail box. For example, this triplet consists of the 10, 30, and 120 minute zigzags, each of which has a rate of 0.0625 in this case. You can create, edit, or delete the triplets. I'll give an example of how to edit a triplet by deleting a triplet and re-adding it later. All symbols being scanned in real time, that is the ones configured in the list from the Start Real Time button, will be scanned for HOD alerts for all triplets configured in the Triplets to Scan box. The Start Real Time button is to be pressed, and once symbols have been loaded and the zigzags calculated, the alerts will be shown in the right-hand side of the HOD Manager window, and can also be viewed graphically on the chart by configuring the HOD tab. Next, we will show how to configure a triplet by deleting a triplet and re-adding it with different parameters. Then we will start scanning and show how to view the HOD alerts in the HOD Manager window and on the chart. Before configuring triplets, you need to make sure that the zigzags are configured for each symbol. For example, looking at the 5, 15, 60 triplet with a 0.0625% rate for each zigzag, refer to the ZZ configure window. We can see here that the 5, 15, and 60 minute time frames each have a 0.0625% rate zigzag configured, so that triplet will be scanned for the ES. If one of these rates is not configured for a symbol, that triplet will not be scanned. We see here that the 60-minute time frame also has a 0.25% rate zigzag. We will delete the 5, 15, 60 with 0.0625 in the 60-minute time frame and re-add it with a 0.25% zigzag for the 60-minute time frame. So to delete it, you just select it here, press delete. Then to recreate it, we want to do new. We want to add it here, add the 5, add the 15, and in this case we're going to add the 0.25. Now each triplet has a parameter triplet window in minutes. This configures how far back for the beginning of the nodal triplet HOD balance points are scanned. As a rule of thumb, for 5, 15, 60 triplets, use 720 minutes. For 10, 30, 120 triplets, use 1440 minutes or 1 day. So we press save here, and now we have this triplet configured on the 5, 15, and 60. What is the difference in alerts you get from configuring ZZ rate of 0.625 versus 0.25% on the 60-minute time frame? If you go to the 60-minute time frame, you can see the difference in turning points between the two zigzags. So if you just use a 0.25, it will scan for alerts based on these bigger turns. If you use the lower rate, you have many more zigzag turning points, so it will generate more HOD potential turning points. With a 0.625, you will get more turns. If you use a 0.25% rate, it will only alert on potential turns from the bigger turns within the 60-minute time frame. This is a way of configuring the alerts to your trading style, depending on whether you prefer more or fewer alerts. In order to scan for alerts, you must first load symbols. So press the Start Scanning button, and then press Start Real Time. Once the symbols have been loaded and are updating in real time, press the Start Scanning button. The scan window in minutes parameter filters the HOD alerts by showing only those alerts with the most recent balance point within the last 120 minutes in this case. You can change this to 60 minutes, for example, to reduce the number of alerts shown in this window by showing only those with the most recent nodal endpoints within the last 60 minutes. It has a sound alert which alerts every time that this scans, which is about once a minute. You can turn this off. This shows the symbol, the time frame triplet, the direction, to view the alerts on the chart, you have to go to the lower time frame. So for example, if we want to look at the alert for the ES, we go to the 5-minute time frame. This is the lowest time frame for that triplet. We go to the HOD tab and click on this box. We also want to shift over There are two options to view the HOD alerts on the chart. The one on the right, the harmony of discord buy sell signals, shows the alert as they appear in the HOD Manager alert window. It shows only balanced nodal alerts. If you use the one on the left, the harmony of discord raw signals, it shows balanced and imbalanced alerts. Balanced alerts have a score of 2.0, imbalanced alerts have a score of 1.5. You also have a control over the direction of the nodal alerts that you want to view. So for example, if we click over here, we can see more alerts that it's shown. When a score of 2.0 or balanced is calculated for a nodal turn, this means that a change of trend is expected. When a nodal turn of 1.5 or imbalanced is calculated for a nodal turn, this means that the trend is expected to continue in the direction after a pullback. Is dependent on the particular situation, of course, but in this case we have some conflicting information because we have a 1.5 here and we have a 2.0 here. So we've got some conflicting information there.